This is the Roller Coaster Podcast, and I'm your host, Lucy Q. Life is a wild ride. It has twists and turns. It's scary, exciting, and downright fun. So throw your head back, arms in the air, and come along with me for the ride.
Life is like a roller coaster, baby, baby. I wanna ride.
Hi, everyone. We're 70 plus days into lockdown in Ontario. And on one hand, we're optimistic that the end is in sight. But on the other, everyone's just tired and frustrated. And for me, some days my emotions are still all over the place. And it can be the smallest thing that can help turn a struggle into a smile. That's why I'm really excited to chat with today's guest, who I feel has earned the title of Ottawa's fairy godmother. On May 9th, Rachael Murray created a Facebook group called Ottawa Wine Fairies. Rachael started this group after hearing about the idea from a friend in Nova Scotia. She hoped that maybe 100 to 200 people would be interested, and in less than a month, the group has grown to over 17,000 members. The wine fairy concept has been sweeping the country. Neighbors, friends, and strangers have been brightening someone's day with a random act of kindness. There are different neighborhoods set up in the Facebook group where you go in and you enter your address, and if you're able to, you then find somebody else that you can surprise. What makes it extra fun is that many people are ringing doorbells and then running away, just like those games that we played when we were kids. This is where our conversation picks up.
Most people are doing the whole Nikki, what did you call it yesterday? Nikki Nine Door?
Well, it's the game that we used to play as kids was Nikki Nine Door, where
right.
I think you would knock on 8 doors, and the 9th you'd have to ring the doorbell, and of course you'd have to do this without getting caught.
Oh my goodness.
So I've seen a lot of women posting videos, and they're nervous and excited about doing it, and they're sort of trying to tiptoe up, but it's broad daylight, so everybody can see what you're doing.
It's fun. It's been fun. We called it knock knock ginger when I was younger, but yeah, I've heard Nikki Nine Door, knock knock ginger, and there's another one. Oh, ding dong ditch.
Ding dong ditch. Yeah, I think that's the one people are calling it in the group.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting because I see people are actually dressing up as, I've seen unicorns, I've seen lots of fairy wings. And I don't know if it was our group or one of the other groups. They're dressed like ninjas.
Yeah, there's actually one called the Ottawa Wine Ninjas. And somebody explained to me the difference between our group and their group. And the difference is that our group, you don't have to give if you don't want to, or if you are unable to. Whereas the ninjas, I could be completely wrong, but this is what was sent to me in an inbox, that once you've been ninja'd, you would then return the gift or whatever. So ours, you don't actually have to gift if you're unable to. You can be a part of it and receive and not feel guilty about it, hopefully.
And that's the important thing is that, of course, I think I lost track. We're day 70 plus of lockdown still in Ontario.
Yeah.
And that's caused a lot of problems for people, a lot of job interruption and job loss. And people just don't have the funds that they used to. So it's very important for the people in this group. And we've seen this reflected in some of the messages that this is truly about giving.
Yeah, and making people smile, making a stranger smile, or somebody. It doesn't even have to be a stranger. If it's somebody that needs a pick me up, you just drop off a little gift bag. And even if it's, like, who doesn't love getting a cute little gift bag with the tissue paper in it, and it just makes you feel so special. And especially as you get older, you don't get as many gifts as you used to when you were a kid. And so getting that little package and having like a little chocolate bar or a little treat in there, little gummy worms or whatever. It's nice. Some women are getting, bath bombs or like fingernail polish, little things like that. Just something, a little extra pick me up to make you smile, to make you feel better, and to help you get through these very challenging times.
And that's it, is I've seen sort of the evolution of the group where it may have started as a bottle of wine, but over time it's grown into these gift baskets and these bags with all these extra treats in it.
Mhm.
But one of the messages, I know you've been clear in the group, that it doesn't have to be elaborate, and that you don't want people to um, go out of their financial means just to participate in the group.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You give what you can, and if you can't, you don't give, and you don't feel guilty about it. Like that's my biggest thing, is I don't want anybody to feel bad, because I have had a couple people say to me, "Oh, I feel really bad. I can't give as much as that person gave." And please, that is not the intention of this group. I do not want anybody to feel bad within the group. That's not the intention. It's I just want everybody to, be happy and smile. And you know it, it's funny though, because even giving, there are people out there that say, I get more of a high of giving than I do receiving. And it's so true. Like, it's addictive. My first day going out, I gave 6 bags, and that was the very, very beginning. Um, and I gave out 6 bags, and yeah, your heart is racing. You're like, are they going to like the gift? Are they going to get it? Are they, and so you want to run away without being caught. And there's a little bit of an exhilaration in that. So, and seeing their posts afterwards saying, oh my goodness, I was ferried, and knowing it was you, but they don't know it was you. And it's kind of a little bit addicting. I'm not going to lie.
It is. And now it's an invite only group. So I got invited by a friend from high school.
Right.
And I think it was a Friday that I was invited, and I was having a really, really down time. I was really struggling with just everything that was going on. So I joined, it was one of those things that, you had me at wine. I joined the group, and it wasn't until the next day that I texted her. I'm like, okay, what is this all about? And she sort of said, pay it forward, find an address, give a bottle of wine.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a turning point for me, because it turned my thoughts away from me and to somebody else. So I went out and I bought a bunch of the mini champagne bottles and got some glasses and chocolates, and I made up these 9 gift bags. And I was terrified to first start handing them out. I was really scared, because you're questioning, are they going to like this? Are they going to think it's silly? Am I going to embarrass myself? But after you sort of hand out the first couple, then you can sort of get into the groove, and then you're really excited about it. And one day I had my husband with me, and one day I had one of my sons with me, and I could see them getting into it. And it's addictive, and it's a lot of fun.
It is 9 bags. That's pretty impressive, Lucy.
They
Wow.
were small ones.
Yeah, that's still pretty good.
I kept it simple.
That's 9 people you've made smile, so that's wonderful.
Yeah, and I did get busted. Not in person, but because I'd made a post about, I think it was talking about how to look people up or something. And I added a couple of pictures, and there's a picture of one of my gift bags.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody had gotten one of my gift bags and said, oh, you must have been my fairy.
Oh,
I'm like, busted. But it was really sweet, because I did hear back, one person that I had ferried had said, the day I dropped off the bag was actually supposed to be her wedding day.
oh, nice.
And yeah, and to realize what that woman had gone through, knowing that, that wasn't her wedding day, and then to get the simple gift from a stranger, I found that very touching. And then I saw another lady post a picture of the bag with the contents, and said how important it was that she received it that day, because it had been a really hard day with her 3-year-old, and she'd been struggling. And I remember those days, and I can remember how alone I felt. So I could really appreciate where she was coming from when she said, this simple gesture made a big difference in my day.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's been absolutely so many inspiring stories coming out of this. Like, I'm so happy with the way it's turned out. Obviously, I didn't expect it to be as big as it is. I thought maybe I would get 100 or 200 people. But here we are, over 17,000, and there's like probably 8,000 to 10,000 people that we've changed our format a little bit and how we allow people into the group. So you now have to answer 3 questions. One being that you're over the age of 19.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good
Yeah,
point.
yeah. And so in the Ottawa area, because there was some concerns that perhaps people from the United States were trying to join, and I'm not sure of the security risk there, but so we've made it, you have to be within the Ottawa area and the age of 19, and it is a ladies only group, just because there are people posting their addresses. We don't want anyone posting terribly like personal information, such as like, oh, I live alone, or, like obviously that would be a no-no. But we have changed our format a little bit. So you have to answer the 3 questions, and I'm, because I'm the admin, I'm not sure what that looks like on the other end. So I'm not sure how easy it is to see the questions, but we had probably 8,000 or 9,000 in our waiting room waiting to be accepted that hadn't answered the questions yet. So, and one of our admins the other day accidentally just declined them all. And it took about 24 hours for it to go down, because obviously 9,000 people for the computer system to go through. It was a lot, but no harm, no foul. We didn't kick anybody out that was already in there. They just can so if you were one of those people that you accidentally got deleted, you can request to join again and answer the questions and be accepted into the group. But yeah, 17,000, that's huge. That's crazy.
It is, and that's a large group to be taken care of. So, you must have a team behind you that's helping you. This can't all fall on your shoulders.
Oh, well, I have the most incredible team. It was so overwhelming in the beginning. I was the only one doing it for the first, I think, week. And I did have a lot of offers of help, but I was reluctant because, a lot of these people I didn't know. But one person in particular used to be my neighbor. She was helping without even being part of the team. She was just helping because she is a helping person, which a lot of people are doing that. A lot of people are just pitching in and saying, hey, make sure you post over there. Like, they're really pitching in, which is great. So I brought on Kathy and Rebecca right away, and they were incredible. And then shortly after that, I brought in Laura, who has been, oh my goodness, I can't even tell you. She's literally changed the group. It's been wonderful. She created all the neighborhoods. She worked for days creating the neighborhoods and getting all that straightened out. She's like, we need to clean this up. She's been incredible. And then she brought on one of her friends, Vanessa. So we have the strongest team of 5 I could ever ask for. It's been amazing. And I can't wait for, all this social distancing stuff to be over so I can treat them to a wonderful dinner or something, take them, either cook for them or, take them out for dinner or something, because they deserve it. They deserve that and so much more.
It has been a very uplifting group, I find. And I've seen women sharing in a way that they probably would never have shared, the authentic problems and situations that they're in. And it seems to be rallying and even stronger support for the group.
Yeah. We had a post the other day that sort of had us in tears. A woman made a post and said, I have 3 bags sitting by the door ready to go, but my anxiety just won't allow me to go out. Please, no, she made some sort of a post like, I'm not being, I want to bring them. I want to bring the gifts out, but I'm having such a hard time with my anxiety. The outpouring of love that woman received was absolutely incredible. People were posting saying, you can do this. Good for you for recognizing that your anxiety is getting the best of you, but don't let it. You can do it. If you need help, please call me, inbox me, we can talk. Good for you. Lots of love. It was incredible. One of my absolute most favorite things to come from this whole entire group was that one post. It was fantastic.
I did. Yeah, I saw that post, and it was really inspiring to see that so many women wanted to lift her up and help her up. Yeah. And help her find that inner courage to, make that very difficult step out her front door and grow ultimately
Yeah.
is what she'd be doing. And there's been various stories like that I've seen, different women posting about, I have these gift bags, but I'm on the CERB program, which is, if you're happening to be listening and you're not in Canada, that's the government assistant program for people whose jobs were paused because of the lockdown. And again, the outpouring of people saying, no, it's not about the gift, it's about the thought that you take. And I've seen other women start to add in, very crafty and artistic ladies adding in their own personal touches. There's been custom wine glasses. I saw yesterday somebody had done, I think it's called wood burning
Yeah,
on
that was beautiful.
on the cheese boards.
Mhm.
Oh, and I also saw somebody, um, she'd said that she hadn't been very creative with her crocheting lately, but this inspired her. And from what I could tell in the picture, she had crocheted all the gift bags.
Isn't that, I saw that. She made little pouches. That was
Yeah.
so, so wonderful. I know. Yeah. She said she wasn't feeling very inspired, and this inspired her to dig out her crocheting stuff. And oh yeah, that I saw that. That was wonderful.
And then there was another one yesterday, and I think it was to a nurse or a doctor. And there was, I don't know if it was crocheted or knitted, but it was of somebody wearing scrubs and a little mask.
Oh, cute.
It was so cute. And I just sort of thought, the time that it takes somebody to do something like that, it's what we need right now.
Absolutely.
After,
Even getting your bags ready is time consuming, because you're trying to where am I going to go? Like it's a time consuming thing. So that's why I'm so blown away that so many people are participating. This is not a small, it's not a small gesture. We're calling it, oh, you're just a gesture of thanks, but it's a big deal that women are like taking time, first of all, taking their funds and using their money to do this, but taking the time, they're bringing their children with them. They're making a day of it. They're teaching their children to give back, which is incredible. It's such a gift to give them, and to, bring them along and make other people smile. And, it's a big deal. People are really, really stepping up during this time, like in this difficult, horrible time of isolation and loneliness, which just goes against everything, within us. Is, we're social people. We want to, touch people, and, you need that sort of love, but, this is just our way of doing it safely.
so the question I have for you is, how do you think this whole experience has changed you and what you're going through personally with the COVID lockdown?
Well, like when it first began, I was, I think my last day of work was March 13th. And then we were closed on the 16th. So I never went back to work on the Monday. So it was a bit of a shock. It was like, it felt like I lost my job, and it was sort of, and then I couldn't visit anybody. And so it was a bit of a lonely experience. And you know, just me and my husband. My kids are gone now, so it's just me and him. So I sort of moped around for a bit, and watched a lot of Netflix. And this has been the most amazing thing to happen to me, because it's really I can't think of the word. It's given me life, almost given me purpose.
I think it's given everybody in the group a certain sense of purpose through all of this, because there is no deadline in what we're dealing with. It always feels like this carrot that's being dangled in front of us that we're never actually going to grasp. We have no idea when this is going to end.
Right.
And a group like this, it gives you something to focus on that's not about you. So it takes you, in a sense, out of what you can get caught in your own pity party.
Absolutely.
Not to diminish what anyone is going through,
Mm-hmm.
but it can be very disruptive if you get stuck in a sort of a negative place within yourself. I know I've been there many of times, and sometimes it can be the simplest thing that just helps pull you out of that tailspin. And it's really what I hope most people get out of this group is we've strengthened ourselves as women in the community. And the phrase that keeps playing in my mind is there's two. One is each one teach one. And the other one is when you step up, reach back and help somebody else step up too.
Oh, I love that.
And
That is
those
so
are
amazing.
those are sort of the underlying thoughts I have with this group. And, you know, it's very unfortunate that we have to have a major global crisis, really is what this is, for something so positive to come out of it. But we have to look for those positives. With so much
Absolutely.
negative going on, we have to find those positives.
Yeah. My boss was talking to me the other day. She read a poem and it was called The Little Things. And I thought it was quite incredible given the times. You know, look for the little things that give you peace, the little things that give you happiness. And, you know, like she likes to read books and she likes, you know, to pet a kitty and all that kind of stuff. So the poem was kind of poignant because and it's a good teaching thing. Just look for the little things that kind of make you happy. It can be overwhelming. It can look so scary to think, and it did look scary in the beginning. Like we had no idea how long this was going to last, and we still don't know. So just try and break it down into small little things that make you happy and bring you joy. This group brings me joy. Reading their posts brings me joy. It's been so amazing.
It does. I'm going to have to look up that poem. I'm going to have to read that for everybody.
Yeah.
But one of the ways I've used the group is, you know, when I do feel down or, you know, my own thoughts are getting to me, is I'll go in and I will read some of those posts and just see all the little examples of the positive that's going on, just to sort of help sort of nudge me out of that rut. And I'm sure there's many women that are doing that.
Yeah, I've heard from many different women that say sometimes they're, you know, if they're feeling in a funk, they'll just go on and read some things and see what people are posting and see how happy it's making other people, which is wonderful. It's pretty fantastic.
So where do you see this group going? Is it going to come to an end whenever this whole lockdown COVID thing comes to an end, or do you see it growing into something more?
I hope it doesn't end. I mean, I can, you know, I can certainly see it growing into something bigger, something more. You know, I don't know if it will be born into something else or if it will just, you know, maintain its sort of original purpose of just giving a little a little bag of goodies to somebody to make them happy. But, you know, it always feels good to give. And it's, I don't think it'll go away. I really, truly, I don't think it will go away. I hope it doesn't.
No, I hope it's something that stays part of, and I really dislike this term, but the new normal.
Right.
I really hope that this becomes a new way that we interact with each other. You know, I find it so ironic that we were criticized for so long for living our lives online and not having that human interaction.
Yeah.
All of a sudden it's forced upon us. And we're still, you know, we're sort of doing the opposite, where we're finding ways to interact with other people without actually being with them. It's just a very, you know, it's heartwarming. I know I keep saying that, but it is really, it's really.
I know it is heartwarming.
Yeah. It's great though. And that's why I wanted to have you on today, is I wanted to, you know, give you and your team a shout out, because I can't imagine how many hours you guys are putting into this. You know, people don't realize the amount of time that goes into running a group on Facebook. It's not just a case of opening the page and letting it be a free for all. Like you said, you have to set up the communities, and then you had to set up a system for, you know, to be able to track who has or has not been gifted. And
I'm not going to lie. I was a little naive in the beginning too. I thought, oh, I'll open this page and it'll just kind of take care of itself. Was I wrong? Without without my team, there is no way this would be as successful as it's been. They are fantastic. I want to give them another shout out. It's Kathy, Rebecca, Vanessa, and Laura. Just in case you guys forgot.
Well, hats off to everybody that's been involved. It's definitely something that I'm part of the group, so I'm not going anywhere. I want to keep it going as well, and continue to share, if I can, different stories that people have coming out of this. So, you know, maybe somebody has a story about how it has touched them personally. It could be funny stories. They may want to give somebody a shout out. So I'm asking anyone out there that's listening to this, feel free to reach out to me. Send me either an email or a video clip. You can reach me at hello at the roller coaster podcast.com. I will put the email address in the notes so that you don't have to try and remember that. You can also reach me through either my Facebook page or my Instagram, again, the Roller Coaster Podcast. It's just such a great story. I'd love to keep it going. I'm going to be in the group forever, as long as it's there. And I can see me putting on my fairy wings again. And I originally stuck to people pretty much on my little street here in Stittsville, which was really hard because they kind of know your car. So I'm gonna, and I did that purposely because I wanted to get to know some more women in the neighborhood. So, you know, I'll probably branch out in different ways. And I have a couple of other different ideas of how I can interact with different women. So I'll maybe share those later on. But it's definitely something that I want to stay in touch with. And definitely, Rachel, I'm going to be staying in touch with you just to see how this is all evolving.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you having me on.
I'm
Hopefully at the end of all this, we can do some sort of a wine fairy
party. Yeah.
Big bash. Bring your wine.
And thanks again for joining me for take 2 of this podcast. Again, we've had a few little hiccups in this recording. My internet is a little bit off today, but we'll figure it all out. So thanks again. And thanks for joining us. And until next time, I'm sending my virtual hugs. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Roller Coaster Podcast. Want to chat or share your ideas about today's show? Pop me an email at hello@therollercoasterpodcast.com. Don't forget to connect with me on Facebook and Instagram at The Roller Coaster Podcast. Our theme song, Roller Coaster, was performed by The Lucky Setback. Audio editing by the one and only Jeff Quigley of Quigley Creator.
Life is like a roller coaster,